Hello, friend. You're on a channel where the most enigmatic legends and myths of the world come to life. Today, we journey to a place where no one treads without reason, into the very heart of the North Atlantic, where, amid fog, wind, and wild silence, lies an island, Sable Island. If you haven't yet, subscribe and hit like, because what follows is a true mystical voyage that will send shivers down your spine. And if you think it's just a strip of sand, think again. Sable does not forgive. It remembers every soul who dared to set foot on its shores, and some it never lets go. Far out in the endless waters of the North Atlantic, hundreds of kilometers from mainland Canada, rests a narrow ribbon of land. Only about 42 kilometers long, almost invisible on most maps, constantly reshaped by wind and sea, without harbors, without trees, without shelter. This is Sable Island. Although it appears vulnerable, do not be deceived. Sable carries a dark soul, a history steeped in blood, sand, and bones. It is not merely isolated, it is cursed. Over 350 ships have perished on its shores. 350 vessels shattered or vanished against its sandbanks. The first wreck recorded in 1583, the most recent in the 20th century. Sable Island earned the name Graveyard of the Atlantic. The sea around it seems to pull you in, as if sensing your presence. Here, navigational compasses go mad. Thick fog appears without warning. Ships vanish before your eyes. One of the most unsettling incidents involves the schooner Francis. It was found drifting, crewless. Food was left untouched on tables. Fresh water still in barrels. Yet the crew had vanished. No sign of struggle, no cry, only an eerie, oppressive silence. But it's not only ships that remain trapped here. Survivors of wrecks often lose their minds. One rescuer wrote in his journal, "I saw the sand breathe, and I heard voices beneath the ground." Another recorded, "The eyes. They never closed, and they gleamed, even beyond death." Officially, there is a meteorological station on Sable. A handful of people live or stay there briefly. They rarely give interviews, because each of them has seen something, and all remain silent. And then there are the horses. Roughly 500 wild horses roam the island. Some say they were introduced by the British in the 18th century. Yet the Mi'kmaq people of the nearby shores tell a different tale. They were always here. They are part of the island, its watchful eyes. At night they don't sleep. They stand in circles as if on guard. Often all of them gaze into the fog, as though something approaches from within. Sable is shrouded in dense fog, visible even from satellites. Scientists have studied it for decades and conclude it's a natural phenomenon. Yet what about the sounds that emerge from inside this mist? Seafarers call it the song of the dead. It is not merely wind, it is a low humming, as if something vast breathes within the clouds. Whispers uttering names, sometimes yours. Stories pass in hushed tones of a man found without shoes. His shoes arranged neatly, but inside them, only sand. He himself, gone without trace. Origin of a researcher who vanished into the fog. Only his recorder remained. The final words on the tape. "He stands beside me. I cannot move. His eyes are..." Then only hiss and static. The oldest tale belongs to the Mi'kmaq, the legend of the mother of the storm, an ancient spirit dwelling within the fog. She appears when someone disturbs the island's peace. She summons fierce storms and claims those who do not respect nature's power. They speak of a shaman who tried to capture one of Sable's horses. By the third night, his body was swept away by waves. No wounds, no blood. He simply vanished. Some researchers theorize that the island is a kind of portal, not in a science fiction sense, but in energetic terms. A thin boundary between worlds, a place where restless souls linger, where the ocean is more than water. It is a living entity. Today, Sable Island is officially a protected reserve. Entry is forbidden to most. Only scientists and monitoring staff may go, briefly, but even they stay only for short spells. For at night, the silence becomes unbearably loud. And when the sands begin to press against your feet, you realize it knows you are there. If you ever glimpse the shore of Sable through mist, pray it was but a dream. For those who truly see the island, rarely return unchanged. Thank you for listening all the way through. If this story unsettled you, give it a like. It helps us discover more mystical topics for you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new tales, legends that awaken in the darkness. Now, turn off the lights and listen. Do you hear something whispering from the fog? Farewell, brave soul, until the next legend. And remember, Sable Island is only one door to the unknown.